So there's a lot going on over here. I'm about to start a 4-week training full-time for a new job project. The garden needs a lot of attention. It's springtime and there's tons of other things going on, and it's that time of the year where you almost trip over your own feet. I don't know if it sounds familiar to you guys, but let's have a chat about that. So last year I was super late planting tomatoes, and well, they were suffering in the hot summer. Harvest was disappointing. So this year I'm really early for my doing, and I'm actually secretly quite proud of it, you know. I do hope that we don't get any more frost, because technically I'm really risking it, but I think we're okay. I mean, we do get nippy mornings, but no frost, I think. So last year, together with a friend Kim, we made some pretty kick-ass tomato trellises from some scrap wood. I almost only used things that I still had laying around. Pallet wood, steel wire, building line. I did buy some battens from the construction shop, because the pallet wood didn't give me the length that I needed. We screwed them onto existing fence posts, spanned the steel wire in between, and hung the strings from that steel wire. And it really worked like a charm, actually. And originally I thought I was going to take them down, preserve them a little bit and put them back up the coming season, but you know how things go. They were there all winter getting rained on, but still looking good and going strong. Now last year I borrowed my neighbor's Broadfork. That made the job a lot easier. But this year I was in a hurry and I didn't feel like bothering my neighbor again. So I just lazily double dug with a spade. No fancy tools needed. And that worked fine too. One day though, I'm gonna get my hands on one of those Broadforks. It's definitely on my wish list. I also still had some lazy long-term compost that I could use, so that was really nice. Last year with my daughter I actually sifted the compost before we put it out in the garden to get the twigs and sticks out. But now I wonder why we even bothered. I mean, we're not making potting soil, doesn't have to win a beauty contest. And a few years ago I made some hugel mounds, burying complete logs, twigs, mix it up with grass clippings, green stuff and cow shit to get some long-term composting going, and that was amazing. So this year I just threw everything in, sticks and all. Last year as well, because I was in such a hurry, I planted the tomatoes first and I put the strings in later. But this year I'm using my preferred method and just tying the string in the roots and planting it all together with the tomato. I usually pull the bottom leaves from the tomatoes before I plant them. It reduces the shock of transplanting a little bit, I think, and also evaporation from the leaves. And then I plant them 2/3 deep until they're armpits. If you check out these little hairs on the tomato stalk, all those little hairs can potentially become roots. My teacher always said, more roots, more fruits. And I always keep that in mind when I plant tomatoes. Mulching and irrigation lines are also on the menu. But at least the tomatoes are nice and tucked in for now, so I'm really pleased actually. So like I said, I'm starting a 4-week full-time training. So all this gardening and homestead stuff, all these dreams that I have, they all need to materialize in the edges in between the life that I have. It's the only way to build something up. I'm working on some more ideas, of course. But with the family life and the course and everything, the content creation is a little bit slow, so please forgive me. So thanks for hanging out a little. Good luck with your own projects. Let me know what you're up to. Stay dandy, as always, and I'll see you in the next one.